already have done the giveaway for my press-on nails that I've been designing and doing myself, which I'm super excited about. I think that they came out so stinking cute. I'm like obsessed with them, and I just want to, you know, like make others and come up with some new creative ones, and I'm willing to give it to whomever won that part of the giveaway. So, whoever it was, I'm sure you're loving them. Or maybe you didn't even get them yet. Or maybe I didn't even start making them. But whatever. You get the point. So the next interesting thing I wanted to tell you is that in regards to nails, I found all of these products on Amazon. And I was like, I can't even believe it. Like, I did all of this just from making a couple of orders on Amazon for like the actual nail polishes, the glitters, I'm getting rhinestones, and the actual press-on nails itself, the lamp. So if you are someone who enjoys doing press-ons, like, give it a shot, because you might make them really nice, and you might not have to pay money on, what is it called? Etsy, I was gonna say Ipsy, and you may not have to purchase them. You could just make them on your own, or even start selling them, which maybe I'll look into as well if I have the time. So, that was that. The other thing that's going on is my neighbor drama. And when I say neighbor drama, it's not even with my neighbor. It's with the wasps that are living in a freaking tree, okay? There was a nest, and I'll insert the picture so you guys could see it. It was so freaking big, like ginormous, okay? And these wasps were not playing games, like they were hustling, okay? Going back and forth, making this big house of theirs, right? Their queen girl, like she was living the good life with them because they were working hard, okay? Anyway, this thing was so huge and like indestructible. So I like reached out to my neighbor because she was on vacation. I'm like, listen, you need to call someone and they need to come here like ASAP because I'm not trying to get stung. And she was like, okay, don't worry, like, do you know an exterminator? I'm like, no, like, freaking Google it, right? Like, this is your situation. Wasps on your property, nest this big on your tree, girlfriend, so like, you gotta get with it. So whatever. It took her a week, okay? My husband was nagging the shit out of me. He's like, you need to call her up, because like every night when he would leave for work, because he gets up like really early, leaves the house at like 5 in the morning, he would have to dodge the wasps, you know? And he was scared of getting stung. Also, who the hell wants to get stung by a wasp? This isn't a bee. Like, they could repetitively sting you. You can be extremely allergic. It could be fatal. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but it can happen. So, anyway, he was like really getting on my case, and I'm like, fine. Like, don't worry, I texted her again, and I'm like, please, like, you need to really move on this. It's getting worse. Like, they're coming on our side of the property. They're swatting, like, all over the place. We can't even stay in front of the house. So, finally, she gets her gardeners to freaking do it, okay? These guys come and... oh my god. They come and they're doing it like the most ghettoist way possible, okay? Like, they took our hose and they took the neighbors on the other side's hose, and they were hosing down the tree so that all the wasps would come flying out, which they did. They flew out. But then what they did was they took like a stick, one of their like gardening sticks, whatever, and they like were stabbing it and making pieces fall on the floor. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, I couldn't even watch anymore. And then the guy tells us that his partner is like extremely allergic to wasp stings, and that, I'm sorry, am I saying wasps this whole time? Oh my goodness, I meant hornets, guys. I'm filming at the end of the day, and it's just, I did not mean wasps, I meant hornets, okay? So hornets, big, ginormous hornet sleeve. I was saying wasps. Oh, I'm such a jerk. Okay, well, anyway, they were hornets, guys. Sorry about that. And I even lost where I was saying. Oh, so these things are like floating out of this thing. Then he finally picks up the pieces like from a distance and puts them in a garbage pail, and he leaves. So we think that's the end of the wasps, okay? Alright, well, like 2 days later, the wasps are wish I had a picture. If I could somehow get a picture and put it in, I will. But fast forward to now, we are on wasp. Hornet nest. I don't know why I keep saying wasp. Hornet nest number 3. Okay, number 3. They are rebuilding. These hornets are like the biggest hustlers I've ever met in my life. They just like grind all day and night. Like they're like, you want to take down my house, we're gonna build a bigger one and a bigger one and a bigger one. We're gonna just keep going. They don't care. They don't care. These hornets do not play games. So that's what we're dealing with. So now we're dealing with Hornet Mansion number 3 and probably removal of the Hornet Mansion number 3. God knows they'll probably come back with a number 4. But scary, okay? So that's basically that. Then to top it off, my father, okay, he lets a hornet in the house and he leaves. Me and my husband, we go upstairs and we're like, oh, like, did we get a package? Whatever, right? I don't even remember. We're looking outside and all of a sudden I see a hornet come making the sounds like flying past his head. He closed the wooden door because we have a glass door. It's like a storm door, then a wooden door. He closes the wooden door, so now the hornet is in between the wooden door and the glass door. Okay, so guess who has to go outside from the back and open the glass door so that the hornet go out? Obviously me. So I trot my way around the house. I open the door, and then I swing it so far out that I'm like hiding behind it, okay? And the hornet flies out, and I go inside. Everything's all fine and dandy. But now I left the package outside, so I reopen the door to get the package, and this hornet, I shit you not, is coming at me like, it seems like 100 miles an hour, like shh, and I scream, and I run inside, and I'm like, screw that. I left the package outside. My husband went and got it, like, I think a few hours later, but I was done. I was like, I'm not even messing with them. Like, I don't want beef with the hornets. Like, no. Like, no. Like, I don't want to interrupt them. I don't want to get stung. Like, I just want peace between me and the hornet. That's all I want. I got a comical one for you guys. So my husband decides that he's gonna buy a used car because his lease was up, and right now, because of the pandemic, all the lease prices are ridiculous. The same truck he had, they wanted like $200 more a month, and I'm like, we're not doing that. So he was using my car for the interim, but now he's like, you know, like, I feel bad, like, you should have your car, I should try to find a car. So I'm like, fine, whatever, you know, I wasn't complaining. At least I got my car back. So long story short, he decides he's going to buy a used car. Okay, so he starts searching for this freaking thing, and he comes across it, like, you know, like what he wanted, and he's like all into it, and he's like, oh my gosh, he's messaging the guy. I think he looked on like Facebook or something. He's messaging the guy, and the guy's like, oh, come on this day at this time, yada blue. Okay, so it was like a couple of days after, and the guy messages my husband and is like, listen, someone else is coming to get the truck, so like, I don't know if they're gonna end up buying it, but you're basically gonna be asked out. So my husband gets pissed. He's like, wow, like, how could someone do that? Whatever. He's like, I would have went sooner. You know, he had his heart set on the car. So he ended up losing out on this car. So now a month and a half later, fast forward, he's been on the Facebook site like every day from that day, trying to find a truck that was similar to this truck, okay? Like he was obsessed with this truck, like more than me. He was like more than what he's obsessed with me. Well, he's not really obsessed. What am I saying? Anyway, you get what I'm saying. He just basically was loving that truck more than his wife. That's what I'm trying to say, basically. Anyway, so a month and a half passes, and he's on this Facebook thing where he was looking for originally his car. The first time when he found that car, and there is someone who puts up a post, and it's the same freaking car, and a month and a half later, someone else is selling it. So he's like, well, you always say what's meant for you, will come back, and blah, 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 because that's what I tell him. He's like, so here it is, like, maybe there's a reason. So I'm like, oh boy. So I'm like, okay, well, listen, like, if you want it, whatever. So fast forward, he goes to check out this truck with my brother. My brother convinces him to get it. He brings it back home. Guys, like, we are ready for a zombie apocalypse. Like, he thinks he was like in the Monsters show with the trucks. This truck is ginormous. It's like, I can't even tell you how high off the ground. I think like underneath my chest is where the door starts. It's abnormal. Abnormal, okay? It's huge. Huge. We're in New York, guys. Like, nobody drives trucks like that except my husband, but whatever. So I'm like, what the hell, right? And he's like, hop in. Yeah, hop in. I did a split in the air to get into this freaking truck, okay? I lift my hands, hold myself up. I'm picking myself up. Like, your girl hasn't worked out since the pandemic. Like, I am not in shape. I am not in no way an acrobat to be doing these flips and splits and tricks into this damn thing, right? But I did it. I did it. And I thought I was fine. I thought I was perfect. I was like, look at me doing all these things, getting into this big old truck. Yeah, well, so that night I started to get like pain, like shooting down my shoulders, and I'm like, what the hell's going on, right? And I'm like, all right, hopefully it's something serious. Well, I go to bed and I'm getting jolting, like electricity from my neck down my shoulders, my neck down my shoulders, so bad. Like, I could not sleep good. Like, it was just misery, okay? So I get up the next day and I have to do evaluations for a living. You know, that's what my career is, if you don't know, for those of you who are new. So I get up and I'm like going on the computer and I'm doing evaluations with the heat pad wrapped around my neck. Like, I did not care. It was torture. I definitely sprained it. It took about 3 days. It's finally feeling better today. Not at 100, but not as bad as it was like 2 days ago. 2 days ago I was seeing stars. Like, I was bugging out. I'm like, I need an MRI. Like, God knows what I did to my neck. I don't know. But the truth is, I am the type of person that when I'm stressed out for some reason, I do get neck tension, like really bad. So like, this is something that I guess I've been dealing with like ongoing, but that going into the truck is what made it, I think, aggravated it or triggered it to be like full force, because I've never had pain like this. Never, ever, ever. So, and that was that. So your girl like literally needed a neck brace, and I couldn't be like, I mean, I didn't have one on, but I couldn't record videos. Luckily I already had some videos recorded, which I like to do. I like to record a little bit in advance, so if God forbid there's a week or something that comes up and I don't have the time, I already have it. So the days that I'm free, I like to do like 2 or 3 videos a night. I try. It doesn't always work, but I do try. And what else, ladies and gentlemen? Last but not least, let's talk about karma. So, guys, I was obviously in a relationship before my husband. That was about 3.5 years long. It wasn't a good relationship. It was very toxic. He was very insecure. He was very controlling. He tried to be more controlling, but I wasn't having it. He was very possessive. It was just like any negative character that you could think of having in a partner, he was, okay? And I don't even know how to put this in the words, but basically, in a nutshell, in the whole nutshell, I couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, this, like, you and I aren't gonna work. Like, you're depleting me. Like, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. Every time I'm around you, I'm unhappy. Like, and I didn't want to have it anymore. Like, I was totally done. Like, every person has their end where they're like tired of dealing with someone's nonsense, or, you know, where like you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore, right? So it depends on your character, like how strong are you to leave, like, you know, like there's a lot of things that go into breaking up with someone because you're comfortable, and, you know, ultimately a lot of people don't want to just pick up and leave a relationship that they've invested time in. But I was the type of person, and I still am. If I'm unhappy, I just won't do it. Like, I can't. Like, it's like, life is too short to be unhappy, guys. So remember that. Remember that, for whoever needed to hear it. So if you're in a situation where you are not happy and you just do not see the situation changing, just get the hell out. Because if you don't, you're just gonna waste more and more time unnecessarily, when you could be living which last I heard, I thought she was his girlfriend because it was the girl he got with after me. So I didn't know what the hell their status was, but she called me up and apparently they have a kid together and all this stuff, and they've been married for a year now, but together for almost 4. And basically she like needed my help for court purposes, and I couldn't even believe what I was hearing. And you know, he's just a terrible person, like I said, and I don't think that he changed. I think he actually got worse compared to what she told me and how he was. I couldn't believe like half of the things she was telling me. Like, I believed it, but I was like, wow, like I knew he was a miserable son of a bitch, but like I didn't think how miserable of a son of a bitch he really was. But anyway, he was this poor girl's problem. But let's just say what goes around comes around. Karma's a bitch, and I'm seeing it unwind now. So as miserable and as pissed off as I was at him and just like our whole situation, like looking back at it now, he's getting his karma, and it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. But for those of you who do not believe in karma, please do, because she is real and she comes around, okay? So be kind to others. Do not take people for granted. And I mean, just love one another, and don't be so bitter about a lot of things. You know, like try to let things go if you can. If they're severe, then you know you handle it head on. But just don't waste time with the wrong people, because you cannot take your time back. Once time is wasted, that is it. That is it. You can't get those years back. Nothing. So the moral of the story is, I can't believe this girl called me. I can't believe what she told me, and I can't believe karma is a bitch. And that's basically that. It's a crazy story. It was a very crazy week. All these things were happening. So when I got her phone call, I was like, what the hell? It was so awkward, yet I felt like that was like a phone call from Karma herself. Like, girl, I just want to let you know. So basically that has really been it, and I just wanted to keep you posted with the crazy stories and what's been going on. Come on, guys, how freaking cute are these nails? But